In today's video, I'll be looking at three-way comparison in C++20 using the new Spaceship Operator. Three-way comparisons is nothing new. Many languages already support this. In fact, I bet you've coded three-way comparisons or used a function that did. For example, let's look at a classic function, string compare. To refresh our memories, here's the documentation. The function takes two strings as arguments, string 1, string 2. It then compares both strings and returns a number. The number indicates the relationship between the two strings. If the number is negative, then string 1 has a lower value than string 2. If the number is positive, then string 1 has a greater value than string 2. And if the number is 0, both strings are equal. Let's take a quick look at some example code. Within main, I have two strings, A and B. I compare the strings a few ways. First, with A as the first argument and B as the second. Next, with those arguments reversed. And lastly, comparing A with A. Now I'm going to compile and run this code. To do that, I'll use the official GCC Docker image, which you can find on Docker Hub. I'm using GCC version 10.1. Now, of course, I don't need 10.1 to run this example, but in my next example, which uses the Spaceship Operator, I will. Okay, so from these results, we get what we would expect. For the first test, string 1 is less than string 2. That is correct. A is less than B. For this next one, string 1 is greater than string 2. That's correct. String B is greater than string A. And for this last one, string 1 is equal to string 2. That is correct because they are both string A. Alright, now on to the main attraction. Prior to the Spaceship Operator, if you wanted to implement comparisons with your custom class, your code would look something like this. You would implement 6 operators with this boilerplate code. Let's compile and see what we get with this. And run it. Okay, so looking at our main function, again, we have A and B here, just like before. So first test, A less than B. That is true. Next test, A greater than B. That is false. Next test, A equals A. Also true. Now let's use the new operator, an equality operator. I already have the code here, so I will comment this out and then comment out this code. Let's compile and see what happens. Oh, we have a compiler error. This is because we need to add a flag to support C++20. So let's go ahead and add that flag. Great. So when we run the same test, we get the same results. A is less than B, A is not greater than B, and A equals A. We get the same output. So how did that work? Let's look at the documentation for default comparisons. Here's that Spaceship Operator. So the documentation says, for a class that defines the Spaceship Operator, it will automatically get these compiler generated operators. So you can see the equal equal and not equal are missing from this list, which is why we have the equal equal operator here in our code. This satisfies the equal equal and the not equal. As you can see in the boilerplate code from before, we actually used this to our advantage. We implemented the not equal using the equal equal operator. This would be an example of primary and secondary operators. Primary operator would be the equal equal, secondary not equal, because it is implemented with a primary operator. So what this means is the spaceship operator is the primary operator. Using it, we implement these 4 secondary operators, or the compiler provides these. And that's pretty much it. Of course, it is more complicated than that if you dive deeply into the spaceship operator, but I want to keep this video short. If you want a deeper dive, I highly recommend the CppCon channel, which I'll link in the description. If you found the video informative, please smash the like button and subscribe to see more videos on C++20. I plan on doing several more in the future. Until next time, take care.